think to yourself of all the habits that you have. Now go to the bad habits section and look for that one bad habit that's just bad. Yet you try to defend it and you try to fight for it rather than against it. And you just willingly choose failure over success. And this was a similar story for me and the game called Clash of Clans. Even though it was eating up my time and my focus and my ability to get anything done, I did not quit. Rather, I just invested more and more and more time into the game until I didn't, and I just stopped completely. When most people try to counter their bad habits, they have the following thought in their brain: well, it's not harmful, it's just one more round, one more scroll, one more game, or whatever it is. But what they don't understand is that these 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever they invest into that game or that habit or whatever it is, it has one key factor behind it, and that one key factor is called compound effect. I'm assuming most of you already know that if we improve just 1% each and every day, then by the end of the year we will improve approximately 37%, and I will put the calculation on the screen. So combining these two equations, what we get is once we apply these compound effect into that 5 minute of wastage, we get a lot of time wasted. But that aside, we get one more thing, that is wasted potential. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is wasted potential is basically, let's say you wanted to be a YouTuber. You would record videos, you would edit them, and you would upload them. You would make the title, thumbnail, whatever it is. Now, once you are investing the time into the game, what you are essentially doing is, one, you are wasting the time, but two, you are also taking the time away from doing the actual work that is required for you to achieve the goal, and you are putting that time into the game as well. So not only are you wasting the time in one way, you are actually wasting the time in two ways. So it's double counterproductive. Now just imagine where you could have been if it weren't for your bad habit, and I definitely know where I would have been. Now if you are someone who played Clash of Clans, and I'm assuming most of you already did because the range of audience of the age group that are watching this video, they 99% of you have played it. So let me just tell you quickly. I had two bases, which is first my main account and second my second account. Wow, surprising, I know. But jokes aside, one of the base was Town Hall 15, approximately 50% max, and the second one was Town Hall 13 maxed. And all of these two accounts I used to handle by myself, and I was a free to play player, which meant I did not spend any money into the game, which just made the things and the times and the entire experience of the game very much difficult. I kid you not when I say it took me days to just get loot for a single upgrade. And so you can imagine how much time I have wasted on this game. And also I was playing it since about 2018. So yes, a lot of time was wasted. By now you are probably convinced that yes, we should quit this nonsense habit that we have been saving all our lives. But how do we do it? Well, just like any cliche self-improvement YouTuber will tell you, I will also tell you the same thing at first, but then I will get into the details. But at first you need to understand one thing, that is, be honest with yourself. At first acknowledge the problem. If you just keep saying I don't have any problem and you're diagnosed with a problem, that means you actually have that problem, right? So at first acknowledge that you have a bad habit and it's an addiction, and don't cope at any cost. What is coping, you might ask? Coping is basically trying to defend that bad habit and saying that, oh, it's relaxing, oh, after I get all the work done and I'm exhausted, I just like to spend 5 or 10 minutes onto this thing. No, it's bad. At this point, you are against yourself. I am on your side, but you are against yourself right now. Can you understand this thing? And from here, we have two steps. Number one, reduction. Number two, elimination. Now, personally for me and this particular habit, elimination worked rather than reduction, but I will tell you both of the steps just in case one does not work for you, because one of the two is sure to work. Now, if you are from the majority, then one thing that will work for you is reduction. And by reduction, I mean slowly decreasing the time you allocate for the game or for the habit. Let's take the Clash of Clans analogy. Let's say I play 30 minutes every day. Now what I will do is I will go to the digital well-being app, or I will install any blockers or whatever it is. I will set the time to 15 minutes daily. Then after some days I will set it to 10 minutes, then 5 minutes, and then I will just delete the app. And what I am doing is slowly conditioning my brain to understand that I will do it less and less day by day. But if you are someone like me from the minority group where the reduction process does not work, then I would just tell you to do elimination. And what is elimination, you might ask? Directly delete it on day one. Surprisingly, it seems counterintuitive to most people because they are from the majority and they think that it is not possible to quit it in one day. But here is the example. Here I have quit it on day one because I just uninstalled that damn app without using that 15 minute, 10 minute, 5 minute, that nonsense. Because for me it does not work like that. If I set a timer for anything, for blocking any app, I set a timer, I will just go and disable it. So for people like me, we we just have to uninstall that app. Let's talk about a famous app. If you're addicted to it, one thing you can do is you can delete the mobile version of the app and run it on a browser. You will be a lot less likely to just scroll for hours. And finally, we come to the last step, which is replacing. It will work the best if you have the habit of playing the game at a particular time at a particular place every day. What you can do is use the property of association, and that is, once you do a particular habit each and every day at a specific place at a specific time, you can change the habit into something else. Let's say each and every day at 4 p.m. you scroll. What you can do is you can implement one thing, that is reading, watching a podcast, working out, going for a walk, anything, or for example recording, scripting, or doing your business related task, anything at all which is productive into that time of the day. And what it will do is it will slowly condition your brain to delete the association of the bad habit with that time period and instill the association of the good habit in that time period. Basically, to summarize, if something is repetitive and it's bad, then change it to something repetitive which is good. And now I will give you an action step, which is try to live without that one particular bad habit for the next 24 hours. And once you are done, you can comment below in the video and say that I have completed the challenge. And now for the folks who wanted to see the progress of my JEE journey, here you go. So here you can see basically the chart and graph, and yeah, it's not looking good for me because the entire week was just a big zero. And the reason is because, well, apparently there is no reason. Entirety I was just slacking, and I would say only the 17th I had a valid reason for not doing anything, because that day I completed a project. But except that, I take full responsibility. All of these days I was just not productive at all. It was probably about at 14th that I left Clash of Clans. So 13 I would say it was wasted in Clash of Clans. 14 I left, but I just wasted the time in something else, and it was just a massive snowball effect of wasting the time, and it just grew larger and larger until it came about 17th where I did the projects. And on 18th, I kid you not, I spent about 6 hours of the entire day watching lectures of the physics wala. It was because this week apparently they added 3 classes per day, which is absolutely not optimal for me because I had all of my previous plans regarding 2 classes per day. But according to their management team, it will be 3 classes per day for 2 weeks. So 1 week is already gone. So the next week will be 3 classes. And apparently, yeah, so I would say truly wasted days were 13, 15, 16. 3 days of the entire week I just completely wasted. And also, yeah, 14, 4 days. Except that 18th was not wasted, as I said, 17th too, and 19th as well. And today I actually wrote the notes rather than my traditional wasting the time doing the school works, which is, I would say, important, but not to the JEE level, because that is what I am actually aspiring for. Also, I got a cool shot of me doing something on the day I was doing the project. So from now on, I will probably put that at the end of the video. With that, start if you haven't already.